How's it going, everybody? Chris Cart's back through the mail Monday on this Thanksgiving week edition of Through the Mail Monday. Our first of 7 returns is from Santa Barbara, California, and right off the bat I dropped the envelope without fail. And we've got Marcel Lachemann on an 87 Topps Team Leaders card, as well as a 71 Topps card inscribed with a Bible verse. Marcel Lachemann actually played from 69 to 71 with the Athletics. Mostly known as a manager and pitching coach. Actually, only managed the Angels for a couple of years in 95 and 96. But he was a pitching coach for the Angels from 84 to 92. And there he is, along with Bob Boone and Mike Witt on the Angels Team Leaders card. And next time you see that card, it will have Mike Witt's signature on it. He's got an upcoming private signing. And I've got to get this card off into the mail, so I'm glad I got it back. Although I did not necessarily need to get this card back. I have a few others I'm sending off. I'm going to try to get a couple of them completed from Boone, Witt, and Lachemann. But since I got this card back, I might as well include it along with the others. So it will be awesome to see this with 2 of the 3 signatures on it here, hopefully in a few weeks. Let's move on, guys, to our second return of the day. Carroll Stream, Illinois for return numero dos. And we've got a minor league card, Denver Zephyr, of Tim Pyznarski on an 87 Topps Future Stars card for the set. Very nice. 2 of those sent to Tim Pyznarski, who was a great 4A player. Never quite made it in the major leagues. He did get a September call-up in 1986. Got 15 games for the Padres at first base. Didn't do that great. That was his only stint in the major leagues. Former first-round draft pick, 15th overall in 1981 from the A's. Played with the A's organization as well as the Padres and, of course, the Brew Crew there, as a Denver Zephyr minor leaguer card proves. There you guys go. Tim Pyznarski, great signer, pretty good 4A player. Always had really good stats in the minor leagues, just never could get it together. Never really did get much of a shot either at the major league level. So there you guys go. Tim, awesome return. Nice to get that card finally signed for my set. Moving on to return number 3. New Orleans, Louisiana on our next envelope right there. You see it. NOLA. And we've got a few cards in here from the feel of it. We've got a signed index card by Terry Fox. Terry Fox. 2 signed index cards by Terry Fox. What do you guys do with your signed index cards? I've got them stacked up in alphabetical order, and not sure if put them in like a photo album or something. I'm not quite sure what to do with them. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I almost wish they wouldn't sign them because I don't know what to do with them. So just more stuff for me to keep. I do put them in there to protect the cards as they go through the rollers at the USPS in case anyone was wondering why I send them. But that's neither here nor there. They're the thin ones too, not the thick ones. I bought the thin ones by accident, so I put 2 in there. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here. Terry Fox, great little signature, 7 years in the big league. Started his career in 1960 with the Milwaukee Braves. They shipped him off to Detroit, where he spent the next 6 years of his career being a pretty good relief pitcher for them as well. Nice return from Terry Fox. There you guys go. Lots of ink. Ended his career with the Filthies there, as you can see on a few of the cards. Asked him to inscribe his Major League Baseball debut on that 60 Topps card. He did not. So I asked. I tried. No harm, no foul. Let's move on, guys, to our 4th return of the day. Kansas City, Kansas for our next return here. And we've got some more signed index cards, and this time we've got another vintage from Fred Kipp. Fred Kipp, who inscribed the signature card with The Last Yankee Dodger, which I do believe is the name of his book that he wrote with his son. Also signed a 59 Topps rookie card. Very nice. I think he's got 2 Topps cards out there, 59 and 60. And yes, 1957, played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. I'm not sure how many Brooklyn Dodgers are left, but he's still kicking and he's still signing. So a nice return from Fred Kipp. 58 and 59, of course, he was in L.A. with the Dodgers and finished his career in 1960 with the New York Yankees. Only gotten to 47 games during his brief career there, but it is a pretty incredible that in 2024, almost 2025, we are getting an autographed card from a former Brooklyn Dodger. Very cool. Fred Kipp, great signature from him. Moving right along in this week's Through the Mail Monday, guys. Let's keep on trucking with our next return. Orlando, Florida, next return here. Sometimes, guys, things come out of my mouth that I instantly regret, such as me saying, let's keep on trucking. And we've got Sal Butera here on an 87 Topps card in a Reds uniform with an inscription, World Series champion 87, of course, to Chris. There you guys, nice Tiffany card. To Chris, personalized it, that's fine. World Series champion 1987. Yeah, the Reds released him in 87, and he got swooped up almost immediately by his original team. The Twins went on to play limited time with them, but got a World Series championship out of it in a trip to the White House, so that's a pretty good pickup. Sal Butera played 9 years in the bigs, 4 of those with the Twins, a couple years with the Expos. Pretty good little player there, mostly a backup. His son Drew Butera, also a World Series champion in 2015 with the Royals. Drew had a nice 12-year career and is now, unfortunately, a coach for the White Sox during their, of course, record-losing 2024 season. I think he's a bullpen catching coach, actually, I do believe, with the White Sox. But nice return from Sal Butera. 87 Fleer Glossy, 82 Donruss, 86 OPC, and 87 Tops signed and inscribed for the set. Normally don't have these guys with the World Series championship inscription on the cards that they're not on the team of displayed on the card, but really no other option. Twins released him a couple of times in the offseason 87, so he was never in the 87 update set because I don't think Topps knew if he was going to be a Twin or not in 88. Regardless, let's move on, guys, to our next return. All right, my friends, our next one from San Jose, California. Just 2 more to go. This one and one more. There you guys go. San Jose, California for our next return. As I'm not quite sure where the cards are in here, so I'm going to be very careful opening this. I guess that works right there. Let's just work our way through this way. Someone told me to use a letter opener. Those aren't easy either. I've tried those, and I've stabbed myself and made a mess of the cards with those as well. So let's keep doing what I'm doing, I guess. Unsigned index card and a beautiful signature here on a signature card from Hal Kolstad on the 62 Topps rookie card. Hal Kolstad played for 2 years with the Red Sox, both 62 and 63 as a reliever, mostly as a reliever. Did get a couple of starts. 0-4 with a 6.5+ ERA during those 2 years. Not a great Major League Baseball stat line. Pretty good minor leaguer, though. Hal Kolstad retired in 1966 and joined Lee High School in San Jose, California, and worked there from 1962 or 1966 until his retirement in 1990. Boy, he's been retired since 1990. That must be nice. What's that, 34 years of retirement? Man, what would you do in 34 years? You could start your own YouTube channel. And, boy, could you imagine me having 35+ free years worth of free time to make videos? Boy, you guys would be sick of me really quick. More sick of me than you probably already are. Hal Kolstad, awesome. Some more vintage, man. We're getting tons of vintage today. Let's move on, guys, to our last return of the day. All right, final return from Miami, Florida. Have we had one from Florida yet in this week's video? I don't think we have. Our 7th video. Oh, boy, I ripped the index card. It is not signed, and it is from former Marlins general manager, first female general manager, Kim Eng. Kim Eng signed a signed business card as well as an A&G. That is a sweet business card, of course. Business cards are kind of outdated now with everyone's information being on their phone. There's not a lot of information, no email, no phone number on that business card. Very ornamental as far as business cards are concerned, but looks awesome signed. I do send a lot of GMs and ask for a signed business card, and a lot of them do return. I do not put a lot of them in my Through the Mail Monday videos. Maybe I should just do an all general manager return. But Kim Eng, very happy to get this done. Of course, full disclosure, I did send this last year when she was a Florida Marlin, when she still worked with the Marlins. She no longer does that. I've hunted down an address. She actually lives near us, near me here in Oregon, and I've hunted down probably the best possible address to try her at now. Probably doesn't have any more business cards to hand out. Maybe she does if you want to ask, because they look pretty sweet. But definitely has that A&G card to sign. Very nice return from Kim Eng, who did a really, really good job with the Florida Marlins. The Marlins picked up her option, would not give her an extension, and she declined her option because she lost out. They were going to basically hire a operations manager president above her, and they were really cutting her legs out from under her. She only, hired Skip Schumacher, who ended up being, manager of the year in 2023, and Luis Ariz, that was her. Jake Berger, who she pretty much stole, and of course 2023 they made it to the playoffs since 2003 when they won it all. That's a 20-year drought. But unfortunately, ownership is horrible in Miami. Sorry for any Marlin fans out there, but it is, and they didn't hold on to her, so that's a shame. But I think she's working with a professional softball league now, And she, of course, has the winery in Amity, Oregon with her husband. So here's the best address to probably try her at. And that is it, my friends, for this week's Through the Mail, Monday, number 305. Put it in the books. Thanks for joining me. And there is this week's haul. Lots of vintage, tons of vintage, in fact. A few signature cards thrown in there, as well as a stadium card signed by Kim Eng. Of course, I like getting those stadium cards signed by the GMs of those stadiums/teams. Thanks for joining me, my friends. I had a great week last week in Los Angeles, my second time there in a couple of months, to visit a set of a new movie that just finished wrapping up last night, actually, Sunday. Sunday was the last day of filming for Fade to Black, which kind of a psychological thriller, dark comedy type movie. Was really fun being involved with that process, and of course seeing, of course, movie magic taking place right in front of my eyes on Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, and seeing it on the big screen hopefully in a year's time or so. And certainly a surreal moment to be involved with something like that. Very cool. Karan Soni is going to be the lead actor in this. Of course, he played Dopinder in Deadpool. He was the Indian taxi driver, very nice guy. Had a lot of fun meeting a few guys such as David Baxter, who was basically my host. He's got a pretty good IMDb credits list, as well as Thunder Levin, one of the producers. Thunder Levin, of course, the creator and writer of a little show called Sharknado. And he was quite the character, as you could imagine, told some great stories. Here we are during lunch, some downtime. I'm sitting next to the writer of Fade to Black, Brandon Cohen. Another guy next to him, I don't remember who he was. I know he was important and I forgot his name. So I kind of tried to avoid him throughout the day because I was too embarrassed to getting to a situation where I had to call him by his name that I did not remember. So there's that. And then sitting next to my wife is, of course, Thunder Levin. And we had a great time. Awesome time. Fade to Black, Brendan Cohen basically wrote a horror film that he couldn't get made in Hollywood. And Fade to Black was his next project that he wrote. Basically, all of the frustrations he had trying to get his first film made worked into a great script in getting that one made. Fade to Black. So pretty cool how that whole thing worked. He was a scriptwriter for Disney, did some sketch comedy for them as well, mostly a comedy writer. So had a nice talk with him. You guys probably don't care about any of this. Chris, did you get anything signed whatsoever? No, I didn't. I thought about it. I thought about what I was going to tell you guys when I got back. And well, first of all, I'll be getting a signed script from the director, Andrew Sandler, making his directorial debut, and the writer. Eventually, they're just going to sign one and mail it to me. So I'm getting one from my dead friend Zoe as well. Of course, I posted that trailer on Veterans Day. That's the first movie we were involved with, and that, of course, that is set for theater release on February 28th of next year. And, of course, I'll bug you guys to go watch that when the time comes near. However, so I will be getting that already, and actually in this photo with everyone to the right, actually right behind, if my wife's head wasn't in your way, you could see Karan Soni. You can see to his left his stand-in, kind of another Indian guy that kind of has the same build and same look, and he's basically wearing the same clothes, and so he's right. This is the best. This, without being super awkward and being fangirly with my phone and taking photos, this is the best photo I got of Karan Soni sitting down for lunch at the shoot during the break. So anyway, did I get anything signed? No, I did not. We had these little mini scripts that basically you can follow along with. Half of the stuff you could watch, and the other half of stuff was inside the bar. And basically, it was very limited. They were doing a few things in there, including beating somebody to death with a bat. And, of course, they really need total environmental control. So very limited people involved can be in there. So we were out in the little tent with our little earphones or earbuds in or whatever, their headphones on, and we were listening to it and watching it on a monitor out there. So I forgot what they called it. They had a cute little name for it, but that was interesting. You can follow along still, even though you couldn't be inside actually watching what was going on. So that was fun. I'm on a tangent here. I was talking about autographs. That's it. That was it, basically. I didn't get it. So we had those little pieces of paper so we could follow along with the script that my wife had. She was holding that up in that one photo, and that's what that little mini script, basically. So I was debating on whether to have Brandon sign that, and Brandon was pretty much hanging out with us the whole time, and I probably could have done it at any time. I do have the little mini script here. I brought it home, and here's a photo of it. And I didn't have anybody sign that. That would have been kind of cool, actually. So I guess I do regret that. It's just weird being there and like, hey, can you sign my script after you know, I don't know. It's a weird moment. I guess I need to get over that. For some reason, I'd have no problem mailing it to him to have him sign it, but I couldn't do it when he was literally sitting right next to me, you know, playing on his phone because he was so bored during some of the downtime. So I don't know, guys. There's something wrong with me, so I couldn't do it. I'll be getting a signed script eventually, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it, guys. That was my delve into Hollywood last week. Had a lot of fun. Went to Santa Monica Pier, walked around there, went to Hollywood. Actually, they had the we couldn't really go to the TCL Chinese Theater because it was all blocked off because the night before they had the premiere for Gladiator 2. So check this out. It was super cool. And I checked this out about a month ago. So I got to look at all the handprint and stuff in the pavement. You know, some of those dating back to the 20s. That was super cool. I love that stuff. But you couldn't go anywhere near it because of the Gladiator. They had the whole thing up like the Coliseum. It was super cool. Really neat. Really cool. In fact, I need to watch some video on YouTube after I get done with this video of what it looked like with everyone there and stuff. But David Baxter, the guy that actually took that photo, and we pretty much talked a lot with David there. He was at the premiere, sat 2 seats from Christopher Lloyd, and showed me a picture of him and Christopher Lloyd. That was that was cool. So yeah, he's a bigwig. He was pretty cool to hang out with, and yeah, there's that yeah, it was. Anyway, we did some touristy stuff. Had some really good food. Went to the Dresden, of course, where they filmed Swingers and a few other movies, Anchorman, and we listened to jazz and drank cocktails and even a martini, and had an awesome time there. So we did a lot of touristy stuff, a lot of stuff I want to do with my wife. The first time I went by myself for the Dodger Mets Game 5, actually Game 6, and was happy to be able to go back so quickly and do some of those things with her. So that was fun. It was a great trip. We had a good time, and that's it, my friends. If you watched this long, thanks, and I hope I didn't bore you, but there it is. See ya.